Hare Krishna. So we are here, another beautiful place, another very special place connected to Srila Prabhupada. This is the place Prabhupada started his schooling. As we know in Lilamrit, Prabhupada never wanted to come to school. His father wanted him to play Mridanga. However, his mother Rajani Devi wanted to, her Abhay, to become a learned person. And that is the reason she used to send Prabhupada here, Abhay, her little Abhay, here in this school. This is called Motilal Sil School, very old, where our Srila Prabhupada studied. So let's take a look. So now we are here at the very place of Srila Prabhupada's university. This is the place where he revolted against the British Raj here. This is the place where Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose was studying just one class ahead of him. Prabhupada's places we are visiting. This is a divine Kolkata Dham. Darshan is going on. We have taken darshan of Prabhupada's school, and this is Prabhupada's college, the Scottish Church College. So let us all remember, and I want sometimes you should all come physically and take darshan of all these Srila Prabhupada places. Krishna's devotees gives us more Krishna. So that is the reason Srila Prabhupada is such a special personality in all of our life. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So we are now visiting the Scottish Churches College where Srila Prabhupada studied and did his college studies. I was just reading a description of this in the Prabhupada Lilamrit, where in the second chapter Srila Satsvarup Das Goswami Maharaj, under the title College, Marriage and Gandhi's Movement, elaborately goes in detail about the activities of Srila Prabhupada as Abhay Charan, young Abhay Charan Day in his college. It is mentioned how he joined it in 1916, just after the World War I, and there were at that time two very famous and prestigious colleges in Calcutta. One was the Presidency College, another one was Scottish Churches. And Gaur Mohan De, his father, wanting to give the best of education with a desire so that he will be a very good Vaishnav, didn't send him to the West, but put him in the best possible situation in Calcutta, having faith that he is, as a model, he will be a wonderful person and he will also be intellectually very strong. And it is described that these two colleges, the most of the who is who in Bengal politics also were there. In fact, 1 year ahead of Prabhupada was Subhash Chandra Bose, and that is the time he had started the nationalistic movement. In fact, he was expelled by Presidency College and he joined the Scottish Churches. So anyway, one thing that I noticed in that chapter about Srila Prabhupada's college time was the multifaceted aspect of Srila Prabhupada. He was a part of the soccer team. Can you imagine Prabhupada playing football? Bengal, obviously. He was also in the theatrics, the aesthetic sense. He was also the part of the English society. He was a part of the Sanskrit society. And he was appreciated by his friends in each of this. It is explained how in the English society he would very beautifully recite Keats and Shelley and other famous poets of the West. In the Sanskrit society, when he would chant the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, his friends were really impressed. Prabhupada was very feelingly chanting the 11th chapter of the Gita while reciting everything practically. And also in theatrics, Amritlal Bose, one of the very famous directors of dramatics at that time, he selected a few of these group and he wanted to stage a play on the life of Lord Chaitanya. And he described that he said, I will not allow you to publicly stage this program till you do it to its perfection, so that anyone who sees this should decide never to sin again. And it took 1 year of practice. And that first play, the first time it was staged, it is described, Prabhupada explains in one of his talks, that at the end of the play, there was not a single clap. And they were surprised, why? And when Prabhupada was playing the role of Advaitacharya, when Srila Prabhupada turned and looked at the audience, practically everyone had tears in their eyes. They were so much moved because of the good training of Amritlal Bose, a wonderful director, and the sincerity of these boys who were trying to put up the play, entering into the mood of the play. So what I was kind of thinking when I read this section, that how Prabhupada was such an amazing personality, multifaceted personality, physically, emotionally, aesthetically, intellectually, devotionally. That's amazing part that comes out. Another thing also Prabhupada mentions, that they had great respect towards the professors who were simultaneously priests also, because it was extension of the Scottish Church. And one time one of the professors very funnily, kind of in a very joking way, said that he criticized the law of karma and reincarnation by saying that, well, the Indian philosophy believes that we are all suffering because of some previous activities of our previous lives. Who is the witness? Prabhupada knew the answer, he couldn't digest it. But out of respect for the teacher, and it was the etiquette not to speak against, he kept quiet, but he did not accept it. But he had an answer, that there is a Lord in the heart, Upadrishta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwara, Paramatmeti Chakyukto, Dehesmin Purusham Param. Prabhupada knew it, Abhay knew it, but he did not speak out of respect. Another very interesting thing about Prabhupada that we come across in this section is the fact that in spite of reading all the philosophies of the West, influenced by all the scientific inventions and their presentations, Prabhupada was not impressed. Abhay was not impressed by these things. Of course, when he joined college, his devotional activities were on a standstill for some time. It is described one time, 1 or 2 years, when he was fully into his college studies, his same deities which he had put in a cupboard came in the dream and told him, "How can you stop my services?" And Prabhupada so was affected by that dream that he actually took out the deities and started serving them again. So this is something interesting when we read this particular section. Another very interesting part, how Prabhupada was very in his understanding, was very sensitive also, shows at that time the freedom movement had started picking up, and during the Jallianwala Bagh, all this incident, Gandhi started the Swaraj movement along with practically all the top leaders of India then. And since Subhash Chandra was one class senior to Prabhupada, you can imagine what must have been the discussion, though it was never discussed openly because they would be expelled otherwise from the college, and but the discussion was going on. And the person who impacted Srila Abhay the most was Gandhi. And Prabhupada mentions why. Because Gandhi always carried the Bhagavad Gita, and he said, "I am inspired for the liberation movement of the country because of the Bhagavad Gita." And also his personal habits were very pure. There was no meat eating, no intoxication, and no illicit sex that he strongly propounded and even lived. In fact, his life was so simple, almost like a sadhu. And Prabhupada was dissatisfied with the so-called sadhus that he had come across in his life. But here he saw a man of integrity and a powerful politician who was preaching the Bhagavad Gita and asking for liberation of the country from the slavery of the British. And therefore Prabhupada took it up. And we find that when he first argued with, when he met his Guru Maharaj in 1922 at the behest of Narendra Malik, his friend. So he argued, but when he was defeated, he actually felt very happy. Another very interesting thing that we find here in this particular, Scottish churches section is that at the time Gaur Mohan got him married to one Radharani Datta from Suvarnamanik family. She was very good looking. Prabhupada did not like her so much, and he wanted to get married to another girl. In fact, after the marriage, even he approached that girl and wanted to get married again. But very interestingly, Gaur Mohan sat with him and explained to him that in one sense it is good if you don't like her, so that for your spiritual advancement it will not be a barrier in the future. So he he restrained him from going for the second marriage, which was common in those days. And Prabhupada appreciates that and says that my father, had that vision and I accepted that. So one thing that really very striking for me in this particular section was, in spite of all the pressure, political pressure, and this environment of politically surcharged environment, Prabhupada was very focused. Even though he actually gave up he did not accept the certificate of his graduation. That much he was for the Gandhi movement. But it was more towards the spirituality part. And the proof of that is, in spite of all this pressure, where anyone can be easily, can flow with the current, Prabhupada maintained the devotional aspect so clearly and wasn't moved by that. I was thinking how in 1995, one day, September 1995, one day Lord Ganesh drank milk and it was spread all over the world practically. And we could see many of our senior devotees at home, having heard philosophy for 6 years, everyone was trying to feed milk to Ganeshji. That was the influence of the atmosphere. What to speak of the whole India for years together is discussing about political upsurge. And amongst all of that, Prabhupada didn't get completely got in the current. While participating there, he was very clear about emphasis on the cultural and devotional aspect of Krishna consciousness. So this is something that is worth meditating upon. Externally being a part of the world, but internally very clear and focused on the goal of life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
So this is, we have come to Marble Palace. Marble Palace is a place where Srila Prabhupada used to come, and this is a family, Narendra Malik, who took Srila Prabhupada to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This is a family that Prabhupada used to very much visit and come very often in this place. This is called Marble Palace of Calcutta.
It was in 1922, Abhay Charan, who later became known as A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. One of his friends named Narendra, he invited him, please come to see one very good sannyasi that I have met. Srila Prabhupada explained that ever since he was a little child, he was always the leader of all of his group of friends. And if any of the friends were going to accept something as good, it had to be endorsed and authorized by Abhay. So please come and meet this good sadhu. And our Srila Prabhupada, he said, I have seen so many sadhus. Because when he was a little boy, his father, Gaur Mohan Dey, would feed no less than 5 sadhus every day. And many of them were smoking the chillums. And sometime Prabhupada said when he was young, he would see people just living the most degraded lives, from his window where he lived. He would sometimes see. And in the morning, they would leave their wife and their children or some prostitute or whatever, and then they would just put on the robes of a sannyasi and they would go out begging, and then they would come back and with their money. That was their occupation, to be a sadhu. So Prabhupada said, I do not care to see sadhus. I have seen so many sadhus. But this one is different. So Narendra literally pulled him. Srila Prabhupada was born in a Vaishnava family. When they went to the roof of Ultadanga Junction Road and they saw Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati sitting with his back erect, speaking from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Abhay offered his obeisances. And just as he was getting up, he heard the thunderous but sweet and merciful voice of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta, who told him, you are intelligent young men. You should take these teachings of Lord Chaitanya and spread them throughout the world in the English language. And Srila Prabhupada was very astonished. I have not even introduced myself and he's giving me a lifelong mission. And he began to argue. He said, Swamiji, that we are he was a Gandhian at the time. We are a dependent nation. Who will listen to us? The need of the time is independence from the British. After we become independent from the British and get out from under their thumb, then we will have credibility and dignity. Then the luxuries of preaching Harikatha could be. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explained that all these politics are temporary. The only real problem in this world is a lack of Krishna consciousness. And the only solution is Krishna consciousness. It is the eternal dharma. It is the eternal necessity. And it cannot wait for any change in politics, any change in any situation. It must be now. There is only one truth. And that truth is the only solution to the problems and the sufferings of that world. And that truth is devotion to Krishna. When Srila Prabhupada heard these words, he was convinced. And Srila Prabhupada told us that at that very moment within my heart, not officially, but within my heart, I accepted him as my spiritual master.
Srila Prabhupada's birthplace, Calcutta, and Srila Prabhupada's spiritual birthplace, Calcutta. This is the place. It's 1 Ultadanga Junction Road. Now it is called Gaurivadi Lane. This is the place when Prabhupada was only 25 years old. Narendra Malik, one of his friends, brought him here to meet first time his eternal spiritual master, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This is his first temple. After chanting so many lakhs of names of Krishna, he came here. This is the first temple of Gaudiya Math as well. Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj's worshipable place, because he loves this place, and because of his order we started, and because of order of all our great personalities we started this. Let's come and visit this place. So the place, when we got this place, it was not like what you are seeing now. This is the same place where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur walked, and all his great disciples, whomever you can remember from that time, they have walked in this place. They have touched these walls, and we are going to save it as it was. You can see the courtyard, which is here. This wala, Bengali it is called Uthon. It is a Brahmasthanam where the deities were there, established by Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. All these places will be spiritual. In my left side, this will be the museum, the deity room, and devotees visiting, and these are the places will be meeting places. And not only that, this is the place of worship for all followers of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And especially, this is a very worshipable place for all of us, because this is connecting our Srila Prabhupada's spiritual blessing that he got from his Guru Maharaj here in this very place. This is the historical staircase that we speak. This is the place where Srila Prabhupada walked with Narendra Malik. We will also walk. Let's come. You also come with us. and we will all go to the terrace where Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he personally instructed. So this is the historical place that we are now going to witness, and this is first the room of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, where he used to stay, his first staying place in this building. We are all restoring this place, so I won't take my shoes here because the Simha Guru, he stayed here for more than 15 to 16 years in this building actually. So you can all come. This restoration work is going on, and we are going to save it, protect it, the generation to come. Whoever will read Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita, they will be all coming here to take blessing. This will be a place of worship, as all of our GBCs, all of our leaders, they want it to save it for generations to come. So let's come and you take darshan of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. I will, behalf of you all, I will give a pranam to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and to all the devotees who have been connected to this place. Now, this is the historical staircase or chhad in which Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur instructed Srila Prabhupada. This is the same place, you can see the same place where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to sit there. And give his pravachan. This is the place where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to sit, and this is the very place where Srila Prabhupada, he got the instruction, first time, first place, that you are intelligent English speaking people, why don't you go to the Western country and speak about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this is the place Srila Prabhupada argued or asked question to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This is the place where he asked that this is a British time, who will listen? But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur boldly said, spirituality never, waits for anything, any time, place and circumstances. This is a historical building, historical place which we are as a ISKCON family we are going to develop it. You can see all the hard work has been done. I am sure the previous pictures and previous things you must have seen or you will be seeing also. This whole construction and the restoration and the government and so many other things has been done very efficiently by one of our vice presidents, His Grace Radharaman Prabhu. I think all of you know him. So as I was telling that we are very lucky and blessed that the person who is restoring this place, dealing with government, dealing with the laborers, dealing with the public people, those who are here and developing this place by the order of the GBCs and especially Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Guru Maharaj blessing is here. So may I introduce Radharaman Prabhu. Radharaman Prabhu is one of my very good friend and colleague. He is one of the vice president of Calcutta, and together we are all developing, but there is a but. He is man on field. He is a man who is dealing with so many things, and he got this chance. So may I request Radharaman Prabhu, who can tell us that how he got this place and how we are developing this place, as we know the orders that he got from up, how he is doing it. Over to Radharaman Prabhu.
Thank you, Anandan Prabhu. In 2002, actually, one devotee from ISKCON Padyatra, Krishnanand Prabhu, he told me about this place. So then I visited this place, and from that time the desire was that if ISKCON can own this place, that would be very nice. This place belonged to one deity, Sri Sridharji Thakur, and it was a trust property. And this trust was since the time they were the original owners, and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, he rented this place from that trust only. Later on, when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj shifted in 1932 So Bhaktisena Saraswati Maharaj rented this place in 1918 and till 1932 he was staying here. That is almost 14 years. And in Bagh Bajar Gaudiya Math he stayed only 4 years. So all Gaudiya history was created from this place. All 64 mathas and all that. Very, very historical place. But after when in 1932 he left this place, there were 3 tenants started living in this place, and they were living till just a couple of years back. And in 2002 when we started trying to purchase this place, the difficulty we faced was that these 3 people, they didn't wanted to move. Plus one builder, he came in picture. Actually he signed an agreement with the original owners, and his plan was to demolish this whole building and build a multi-story building here. So when I came to know, that was a shock for us, and when we tried to approach him and speak with him, but he denied. He told that no, I am not interested at all in selling this place, so we are just going to demolish it. Then we immediately filed a suit in a local court, and fortunately that case was going on because in India cases are going long, and we also made sure that his goons doesn't break this place. It's a long history, but to cut short, in 2008 I called that builder, and you will laugh, his name was Shishupal Singh. So I'm not joking, his name was Shishupal Singh, and he came to our ISKCON house at Guru Sadeh Road. And then I fell on his feet and told, please, why you are fighting? Whatever investment you have made, we will return that. And finally he agreed. And then in 2008, we purchased this property. And since then we are restoring this place. So this is in short history about this place.
And how you are, I just wanted to ask one other question also, that as you know, I just want that everybody should know that how you are working in this place means, as we know that we want to restore it as it was during the time of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. It is restoration work going on. So what we are using, and can you tell us in that about that also?
That's also very interesting. First, actually, since we wanted to do restoration, we wanted to restore as this building was in 1918. So that devotees can feel about this place, how it was, how simple this place was, and this thing. So then we found a special, because this building is made of chun surkhi, nothing modern, no modern construction.
Chun means lime?
Yeah, chun means lime. Chun and surkhi means the dust of the brick dust. So then we found a Mistri from Murshidabad, who is expert into this, because very few people are doing this kind of work and this kind of restoration work. And then the first day he told that we need to go to market to purchase ingredients. So he told me that we'll go to Bada Bazaar. So I was a little surprised, because Bada Bazaar is an area where you purchase spices, clothes, etc. So, but he went. Then we went to Masala Patti, where spices are sold. And most of the ingredients were spices, like this gud chitta, and then other kinds of spices, Indian spices. And then later I learned that jaggery, then bale, pocha bale, and there is hing and all different kinds of,
Bale means wood apple.
Actually, our ancestors, they knew that when we mix these ingredients, then a particular kind of reaction happens which binds the other ingredients. So nowadays people, they are very proud that I am living an organic lifestyle. This is, in America, they think I am living an organic lifestyle. But in Sanatan Dharma, even our construction was organic. Everything used in this building can be eaten. Yes, everything. The chun, as you know, that chun is eaten also. It's a good source of calcium. Then surkhi is coming from brick. And as you know that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is description that devotees, they used to make sweet from Ganga mud. And these bricks are made of Ganga mud. So that is also, in a sense, it can be eaten. And then all other ingredients are spices and things like that, bale, herbs. So our construction was also organic.
So I wanted to tell also, when we were doing this construction, and the dhalai and everything was, when we were making. So on the same day, it was raining both the sides. you know, it was raining both the sides, but it was not raining here. Very spiritual and divine. And also we marked, Radharaman Prabhu, that just above this, you know, spiritual life means some spiritual thoughts. I don't know, I cannot give you the Shastric evidences, but we saw personally that in a shape of a beautiful conch shell was just above badal. Badal means
Cloud.
A cloud appeared just like a shape of conch. And conch, we know, it represents poshanam, protection of the Lord towards his devotee. So thank you very much, Radharaman Prabhu, for being with us and telling us the history of this place. Let us all pray for everyone here. Please come. And it is a visual yatra, but I am sure that when in February 21st of next year, we are going to inaugurate this place, the first phase. So please pray, and if it is possible, you can all come.
And one more experience I would like to share. His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj has come here in 2018, and right here, sitting here, he told a very profound, word, wisdom. He told that this place is the root of our movement, and when we will start restoring this place and protecting this place and keeping it nicely, then wonderful things will happen. Not only our ISKCON, but all Gaudiya Math and our all ISKCON projects like Mayapur, all Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, they will shine. And the 10,000 years we speak about, golden period will start from the inauguration of this place. So as Anand Mohan Prabhu was telling, this is a very, very powerful place, and he was also telling that all his donors who has contributed for this place, their business has increased. So this is a Kalpa Vriksh. So anybody, so we'll request, actually our plan is to inaugurate this on 21st February 2022 on the 100th meeting of Prabhupada with his Guru Maharaj. So we'll appeal also to help Anand Mohan Prabhu by sending Lakshmi so that we can complete it nicely.
Hare Krishna. And I just wanted to tell you another thing, that this place has been declared as a heritage place by the state government, and it is a very worshipable place in that way as well. So please come and experience this spiritual bliss. All our spiritual masters, especially in Calcutta, Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Radhanath Swami Maharaj, Bhakti Purushottam Swami Maharaj, and our very dear and worshipable Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, he also gave so much of his blessing for developing this place. So this place belongs to you all, and you should come and take blessing and chant, dance and do kirtan here. This is a very divine property in our heritage that we got from our parampara for generation to come. Thank you. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna. Now we have come to Sitakanta Banerjee Road, where in this house at my back, Prabhupada used to stay before he took sannyas. And then he used to have a small, Ayurvedic medicine making unit also. Downstairs, his godbrothers used to stay. In our word, it was a base where he used to stay in Calcutta after he came back from the Chetla Road. So we are all going for the Calcutta Yatra, Srila Prabhupada's places. This is also the place Prabhupada stayed. Thank you. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. This year being the 125th anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's appearance the main theme for Radha Gopinath's Kartik Yatra is the pastimes of Srila Prabhupada in and around Kolkata. I'm going to speak about one particular important address, 6 Sitakant Banerjee Lane. This is the small house where Srila Prabhupada stayed with his family, had a small chemical lab just behind the building, and there it was written Abhay Charan Day and Sons, and that pharmacy produced Day's pain liniment and 2-3 other assorted medicines. Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, Srila Puri Maharaj, and Srila Bhakti Saranga Maharaj, they also wanted some space in Kolkata, and they found some space, 1 or 2 rooms, just above Sitakant Banerjee Lane, number 6 Sitakant Banerjee Lane, that building. These sannyasis would come frequently to Kolkata for preaching purposes. They would cook, they would offer, and they would also hold Srimad Bhagavatam discussions. Srila Prabhupada's family would be having their own kitchen downstairs, and Prabhupada would join them for their katha. 1935, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur visited Mumbai for installation of Radha Krishna deities. He was very happy with the progress of the Gaudiya Math center here. And Bhakti Sarang Maharaj and a few others said, Guru Maharaj, all this is because of Abhay. He is such an enthusiastic preacher. He is such an eloquent speaker, and he knows the scriptures so well. Why shouldn't he just drop everything and join the mutt? He should become temple president here. Srila Saraswati Thakur said, he will do everything himself, all at the proper time. Let the right time come, he will do everything. Srila Prabhupada was not present there, but he heard it from his godbrothers. These prophetic words had a deep impact on Srila Prabhupada. As per the directive of his Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada was always engrossed in thinking, how do I bring forth the message of Lord Chaitanya through the medium of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam in the English language? And thus at 6 Sitakant Banerjee Lane was born Srila Prabhupada's magazine, Back to Godhead. Prabhupada devised the masthead himself. It unfurled like a banner. The masses completely drowned in darkness. And from the east comes Lord Gauranga, bringing the holy name, chanting the holy name. And the famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Surya Sama, Maya hoy andhakar, Jahan Krishna taha nahi Maya radhikar. Godhead is light, illusion is darkness. Where there is Godhead, there is no darkness. On the upper right corner, Srila Prabhupada put a picture of his own Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, writing at his desk. And this was his first foray into publishing the message of Gita and Bhagavat. One night at this very place, Prabhupada had a dream. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur came. He didn't say anything, but he just gestured that he should follow him. And that meant taking sannyas. And this is Prabhupada relating to his disciples later. Prabhupada said, sannyas? How horrible! But then, upon the advice of two of his closest friends, Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj and Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj, they said, Abhay Babu, you have to take sannyas. It will be good for your preaching. Srila Prabhupada then resolved that I have to take sannyas, but that was at least 20-25 years later. 1943, England had dragged India as one of his colonies
into the ghastly cauldron of the Second World War. British and American planes were bombing what is today's Myanmar, at that time Burma. In retaliation, the Japanese were sending their fighter planes and bombing Kolkata. One of the key targets was the Calcutta port, one factory nearby, and this was very close to Sitakan Banerjee Lane. So when Srila Prabhupada saw the bombs falling, he did something very unusual. He said, this is Krishna coming as death. And if Krishna is coming, I need to worship him. I need to offer him something. And Srila Prabhupada surprisingly began preparing kachoris to offer Krishna. Seeing the industrial progress, the intellectual, so-called intellectual progress of a few centuries wiped out by these two world wars, the one ending at 1919 and the one ending in 1945, Srila Prabhupada was more resolved that the message of Gita and Bhagavad has to reach through the process of the Sankirtan movement to every nook and cranny of the world. So, this is the importance of this holy place, 6 Sitakant Banerjee Lane. Hare Krishna.
हरि हरि बोल। कलकत्ता धाम यात्रा की जय। कार्तिक यात्रा महामहोत्सव की जय। वैष्णव सत्संग की जय। हरि बोल। We have come to a very special place now. Nobody till now knew about this place. Only now you are understanding and you are seeing. This is the house after Srila Prabhupada's marriage, after Abhay Babu's marriage. He stayed here with his kids and wife. I think you are guessing something, right? Yes, this is the place that tea and me thing happened. Detail, Lilamrit. You have to read. Prabhupada once asked, what do you want? Why you are taking tea? You want tea or me? So she said jokingly, it's tea I want. And then Srila Prabhupada understood it's a message from Krishna. And Srila Prabhupada, he went to Sitakanta Banerjee Lane, another place where Srila Prabhupada used to stay. So this is the same place. In that place, Srila Prabhupada stayed. This this whole house is empty. And you are the first person as a group together, we are visualizing this. So let us all pray. Like this, many places are going to reveal in Calcutta. As I said, this is a trip of Calcutta. This is non-different because the pure devotee of the Lord has appeared in this very place from Vrindavan. Kartik Yatra ki jai, Calcutta Yatra ki jai, Gaur Premanande.
We are now at the house of Srila Prabhupada at Chetla Street. This is a very amazing story. This has been the last house where Srila Prabhupada lived and then he left his family life. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit mentions very beautifully, in the 1940s, Srila Prabhupada began a business in Lucknow. And Srila Prabhupada recollects that the business was growing very big, large. In fact, Srila Prabhupada's name was one of the main names in the chemical industries in India at that time. However, as the business started growing, slowly some untoward incident happened and Srila Prabhupada's business started dwindling. And it kept on dwindling up to the point Prabhupada lost so much of money that in the year 1948, Srila Prabhupada had to close his Lucknow factory. Srila Prabhupada did not give up. Srila Prabhupada this time went to Prayag and began a very small factory. The same place, Prayag, where 15 years back Srila Prabhupada had failed in his business. And Srila Prabhupada was trying to understand why this has happened. And Srila Prabhupada immediately remembered a very beautiful shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, where it mentions Yasyaham Anugranami Harishyeta Dhanam Shani. Srila Prabhupada remembered that when Krishna wants to give special mercy to his devotee, then he takes everything away from the devotee so that devotee takes exclusive shelter of Krishna. Srila Prabhupada kept trying in Prayag. It was at Prayag that Srila Prabhupada got the second dream of his Guru. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur was urging him, Abhay, please take sannyas. You will be able to do more by taking sannyas. Srila Prabhupada recollects that it was very horrifying for him. Things were not yet straight in his life. And he was thinking, why my Guru Maharaj wants me to take sannyas? It's not possible now. So these were the circumstances in which Srila Prabhupada was undergoing a problem in his business and dream of Guru Maharaj coming for a second time. Meanwhile, the family life of Srila Prabhupada also was not going good. Srila Prabhupada, before he came to USA, he was called as Abhay Babu or Abhay Charan. So we'll address him as Abhay Charan now, henceforth. Abhay Charan heard that his wife Radharani had moved out of the house and they had shifted, the whole family, the wife and children had shifted to the in-laws' house. So Radharani was now staying in his father's house, and there was no house for Srila Prabhupada's own house. Srila Prabhupada would often come to Calcutta from Prayag or wherever he had business. So Prabhupada came to Calcutta and then he had to stay in his father-in-law's house. And when he stayed in his father-in-law's house, his father-in-law would always criticize him and would tell him, Abhay Babu, you are not taking care of family, you are not taking care of business, you are too much into God. Abhay Babu did not like all these things. In fact, one time when Radharani, Abhay's wife, was serving dinner prasadam to him, Abhay noticed that all the dinner items were all not cooked at home, they were purchased from outside. And when Abhay was shocked and asked why it was purchased from outside, Radharani gave a plain reply that what can I do, the cook did not come today, the cook is sick. And Abhay was thinking that being a wife, she was not ready to cook herself for her husband. So Prabhupada and Abhay Babu understood that Radharani was getting spoiled because of the comfort which his father was offering. So that time Abhay immediately took his family and bought a new house, rented a house, and this was the place at Chetla Street. This is the house where Abhay came back and again gathered his family and stayed there for some time, and would again go to Prayag and come back. So in this way Prabhupada's family was staying now here at Chetla Street. Now at Chetla Street, when Srila Prabhupada, Abhay Babu came here, Abhay, whenever he would come to Chetla Street, he would do some programs at his house, spiritual programs. He would invite his friends, his acquaintance to come and give Krishna conscious talk. But every time Abhay Babu saw that his family was not interested in these talks. So whenever Abhay Babu would preach to his acquaintances and friends, his whole family would go on the first floor and they would not at all participate in the program. Rather, they would be interested in talking and drinking tea. So Prabhupada saw that this was not very encouraging. Srila Prabhupada recollects. Prabhupada says that I always tried to encourage my wife to help me in spreading Krishna consciousness. But then I realized that she would not be doing any assistance to me. Srila Prabhupada tried to also preach to her that we are all from Vaishnava family, we should not drink tea. But she was very persistent. She continued drinking tea. So one day Abhay Babu asked his wife that this won't go long. You have to choose between either tea or me. And Radharani responded, tea or me? Then I like tea, so better I keep tea and you go away. Of course, she was joking. She didn't realize that Prabhupada, Abhay was asking very seriously. And just few days later, what happened is a shocking incident was revealed where Radharani bartered a manuscript of Srimad Bhagavatam with a shopkeeper to buy tea biscuits. When Srila Prabhupada heard that, he felt very depressed, he was shocked, yet he gathered some courage, and then he told all of them. Prabhupada in his mind, he got a revelation from Krishna, and he thought, my family life is now finished. So Prabhupada gathered his luggage, everything, and Prabhupada said, I am going, I will not come again. The family thought that our father, he keeps coming and going often, so again he is going, he will come back again. But this time Prabhupada was resolutely determined that he is not going to come again, and that's where the whole thing happened when Srila Prabhupada left this Chetla street, never to come to his house again, and a new era began in his life. So this is the very place where these all things happened. We are now here at this place where the revolutionary step of Krishna consciousness in Prabhupada's life took place.
Hare Krishna. So we are here at the beautiful temple of Radha Madan Mohan, and this is Chetla Math, where Srila Prabhupada, when he used to stay in Chetla Road, he used to come here to his godbrother who used to take care of this place, Sri Ram Govinda Vidyananda. He used to take care of this place. He was also the disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Mahasaya. And Prabhupada many times came here in this place and took prasad, gave class and took darshan, and it was his very favorite place. So we are here to the deities, let us all pray to them. Hari Bol. So he is Bangshi Prabhu, and Bangshi Prabhu is the person who stays here in this temple and takes care of this place. He is very fond of, and he respects Srila Prabhupada very much. Why? Because he remembers and recalls that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's another very powerful disciple, Jajabar Maharaj, in front of so many thousands of people, exclaimed that Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is the Shaktaves avatar, or a very blessed person by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He also recalls Bhakti Puri Maharaj and Prabhupada used to meet in Sri Mayapur Dham when they used to accompany with them, and they took prasad together in Lotus building. So he is saying that he loves Prabhupada, and he is very happy that all of us, including all of you, we are here and meeting him. So he just wanted to speak something from his heart. Thank you, Bangshi Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So now we have come at the Gaudiya Sangh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gaudiya Sangh at Chetla. Srila Prabhupada, when he left his family for the best, and he was preaching now as a Vanaprastha, completely detached from family life, Srila Prabhupada once came to Calcutta, and since he could not go home, so he came and stayed at this Chetla Gaudiya Sangh. This Chetla Gaudiya Sangh Mutt is just a few distance away from his actual place where his family stayed. So Srila Prabhupada, when he stayed here, his god brothers helped him a lot because Srila Prabhupada did not have any money for himself. So they gave him a place to stay here for a few days, and also they bore his accommodation and food cost. Srila Prabhupada every day at this Gaudiya Sangh would deliver Srimad Bhagavatam classes and Bhagavad Gita classes. His lectures were very much appreciated by all the devotees in the mutt. In fact, all the brahmacharis, they were like very eager every day to hear what Srila Prabhupada would speak today on the Bhagavatam. One of the brahmacharis that time, his name was Krishna Kumar Das Brahmachari, and he said that how when Srila Prabhupada finally left this Gaudiya Sangh and went to do next preaching somewhere else outside in India, how he would always very fondly remember the way Srila Prabhupada would sing beautiful bhajans in his divine melody, and how often Srila Prabhupada would reveal his heart to him by saying that actually I have to go abroad and preach the message of Krishna consciousness. So this is the place where Srila Prabhupada came and stayed for a few days in his Vanaprastha ashram life. In fact, when Prabhupada was in Calcutta, in Chetla Street, in his own house, he would also be invited by this mutt devotees to come sometimes and give Bhagavatam classes here. So this is a very, very important holy place for us, where Srila Prabhupada associated with his god brothers and also give and delivered Srimad Bhagavatam classes here.
Hare Krishna. So for today, the yatra will little bit take rest, and tomorrow we'll again start. Now let us all go for offering diya to Yashoda and Gopal. Calcutta Yatra ki jai.
Namami Sharam Satsid Anandarupa Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamana Namami Sharam Satchid Anandarupa Lasat Kundalam Namami Sharam Satsit Anandarupa Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamana Namami Sharam Satsit Anandarupa Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamana Yasoda Bhiyolo Kaladhabamanam Paramristam Atyanto Todruta Gopya Yashoda Bhiyolo Kaladhabamanam Paramristam Atyanta Todruta Gopya श्वासकम्पात्रिरेखङ्ककण्ठ स्थितग्रैवं दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम् श्वासकम्पात्रिरेखककण्ठ स्थितग्रैव दामोदरं भक्तिबद्धम् इति दृक्सलीलाभिरानन्दकुन्दे सघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् इति दृक्स्वलीलाभिरानन्दकुन्दे स्वघोषं निमज्जन्तम् आख्यापयन्तम् तदीयसिताग्नेषु भक्तैर्जिता त्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तं सतावृत्ति वन्दे तदीयेषिताग्नेषु भक्तैर्जिता त्वं पुनः प्रेमतस्तं शतावृत्ति वन्दे वरं देवमुक्षं न मुक्षं बधिं वा न चायं वृणेऽहं वरे सदपिहा इदं ते वपुर्नाथ गोपालबलं सदा मे मानस्यापि रस्तं किमन्यै इदं ते वपुर्नाथ गोपालबालं सदा मे मनस्यापि रसम् इदं ते मुखाम्बुजम् अत्यन्तनीलय वृतं कुतलैः स्निग्धरक्तस्य गोप्या इदं ते मुखाम्बोजम् अत्यन्तनीलय वृतं कुन्तलैः स्निग्धरक्तस्य गोप्या मुहुचुम्बितं बिम्बरक्तधरं मे मनस्य विरस्तम् आलं लक्षलभै देव दामोदर अनंत विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभु दुःख जलाभिमग्ना नमो देव दामोदर अनंत विष्णु प्रसीद प्रभु दुःख जलाभिमग्ना कृपा दृष्टि वृष्ट्याति दिनं बतानो ग्रहणे समामैक्यं एध्यक्षिदिशा गृहाणे शिरिष्याति दिनं बतानो गृहाणे समामैक्यं एध्यक्षिदिशा कुबेरात्मजौ बद्धमृतैव यद्वत् तयामुचितौ भक्ति भजौ कृतौ च प्रेम भक्तिं स कमे प्रयच्छ नामुक्षे ग्रहो मे स्त्री दामोदरेह नमस्ते स्तु धाम्ने स्फुरदीप्तिधाम्ने तदीयोदराय च विश्वासधाम्ने नमस्ते स्तुधाम्ने सुरदीप्तिधाम्ने तदीयोदराय च विश्वासधाम्ने नमो राधिकायै तदीया प्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै तदीया प्रियायै नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् नमो राधिकायै तदीया प्रियायै ईश्वरं सच्चिदानन्दरूपं लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम् यशोदाभियोलोकलड्डवनानं परमृष्टमत्यन्तो तदृतगोप्या नमो राधिकायै तदीया प्रियायै नमो नन्तलीलाय देवाय तुभ्यम् Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Damodar Radha Damodar Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radhe. Jaya Sri Gopal Sri Gopal Sri Gopal, Jaya Sri Gopal. Jaya Sri Gopal Sri Gopal Sri Gopal, Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Jai Shri Shri Radha Damodar ki jai, Shri Shri Damodar Astakam ki jai. Nitai Gau Premanande Hari Hari Bol.